49ers better be careful here. They've listed Deebo Samuel as questionable for Sunday's game against the Bengals. Questionable. He practiced once this week on Friday during the walkthrough, which means he hasn't really ran full speed since he injured his groin 2 weeks ago against the Vikings. I'd have to think if the Niners won last week against the Seahawks, Deebo would not play in this game. But the fact that they lost and the idea of losing a second game in a row and dropping to 6-7 is enough to make the 49ers stomachs queasy. So it feels like a must-win game, and feels like they don't have Deebo, they're going to lose, because no Elijah Mitchell, no Deebo, no run game. No run game, no win. That's been the Niners' formula so far this season, but it's not a must-win game. As weird as it sounds, it's not a must-win game. If the Niners fall to 6-7, that's okay. The way I see it is they have to finish with 9 wins. That means they have to win 3 of their next 5 games. 2 of those wins most likely will be the home games, Houston and Atlanta. So the Niners have to win 1 of these next 3 road games. Doesn't have to be this one. If it's not this one, it could be in a couple of weeks when they go to Tennessee. If it's not that game, they get the Rams on the final game of the season. The Niners have beaten the Rams how many times? 5 times in a row? Good matchup for the Niners. So they don't have to do any panic moves. They can be confident even though they're 6-6. They can fall to 6-7. Who's to say they're even going to lose this game without Deebo Samuel? Maybe they'll use that first-round pick, that guy who's really dynamic with his arms and I forget his name. Maybe they'll get him in the game, although probably not. They should find a way to win. Maybe their $27 million quarterback earns his paycheck this week and puts the team on his back. I don't know. But rushing Deebo Samuel back to maybe beat the Bengals, is it worth it? I mean, if he gets hurt again, like, I don't know, Dre Greenlaw, how are you going to feel about that? Do you trust the 49ers, specifically their trainer, Ben Peterson? You trust him when he says a guy's ready to come back? He wasn't right about Dre Greenlaw. How many times has Ben Peterson told Kyle Shanahan and his coaches, dude's ready, play him, and then boom, not ready, hurt again? I mean, Maurice Hurst, setback city. The 49ers are setback central. Can't happen with Deebo Samuel. Err on the side of caution. I'd like to give the Niners the benefit of the doubt here and say that they're just messing with the Bengals, trying to get the Bengals to prepare for Deebo Samuel, basically use Deebo as a decoy up until the last minute, sort of the way the Cardinals did against the Niners when they had them convinced Kyler Murray was going to start that game, and then it was Colt McCoy, who the Niners weren't prepared for. So maybe the Niners are doing something like that. Just be careful with Deebo, please. As your unofficial quality control expert coach, I implore you.